Welcome back to Square Off. Our panel stepping in right now. Joining us are Rachel Leingang. She's part of the two-person team that produces the Arizona Agenda on Substack. Don't start your day without it. And Tyler Montague, a Republican political strategist. Welcome back to Square Off.
Thank you.
Let's go with topic one. The most transparent audit ever isn't very transparent. Cyber Ninjas is refusing to turn over what a judge has deemed public records from its still ongoing election review of Maricopa County's 2020 vote. The person who hired Cyber Ninjas, Senate President Karen Fann, sent Cyber Ninjas Doug Logan a sharply worded letter warning, kind of, that she might have to sue him for those records. And then a defiant Logan called on his supporters to spam the Arizona Republic, which is seeking those records in court. And while they're at it, please send more cash for the audit. Rachel, why does this legal fight for public records matter?
If it really is to be the most transparent audit in history, then all of us as the public deserve to see how that happened. I think there are a lot of people out there who want to check the work of the audit now, audit the audit, if you will, and these records help us to keep track of something that really is one of the first things, first of these sorts of audits to happen. Probably others will follow suit. And it's a function of the government. So we are all entitled to know what our government does, with some of our taxpayer money, and then also on our behalf, on behalf of the public.
Now, Tyler, this legal battle could conceivably end up with someone in jail for ignoring a court order. Do you think it'll get that far? Is Karen Fann really serious about, sticking it to Cyber Ninjas?
Well, I think they're embarrassing her. I think that you do an audit so that you can deliver certainty to the public, and they've done, anything but. I mean, their audit said that Joe Biden won the election, but the way that they conducted themselves, one of their directors put out a false version of the report. So it's been very embarrassing. And I think she has to sue them. I don't think anybody's going to end up in court in jail for criminal contempt, but there could be some lawsuits here.
That would be ironic. An audit that began with holding the county board in contempt now finds the auditor possibly in contempt. Now, Rachel, Doug Logan is calling on supporters to spam the Arizona Republic with public records requests. Is he just playing dumb here? Certainly he knows the Arizona Republic is not a body that is responsible for responding to public records requests.
I mean, I think he knows what he's doing. He's trying to bombard journalists for asking for public records. Obviously, private companies ordinarily do not have to turn over public records. In this case, Cyber Ninjas does because they're doing a function on behalf of the government. But, you and I who work for private businesses, we are not doing work on behalf of the public. So that's not how public records work. But I mean, the audit has been very hostile to a lot of the journalists who've been covering it the whole time. So this is definitely not, new territory in terms of, sending people in their direction.
And Tyler, I was struck by Doug Logan, again, holding out the tin cup, asking for more money. What is that telling us?
Well, so much about the audit and everything having to do with the Stop the Steal movement has been about generating money, support, and not really about an audit. So it just validates that accusation.
And it appears this audit is just going to go on and on and on. Let's go to topic two, new allegations about Arizona Congressman's role in the January 6th insurrection. Rolling Stone magazine reports that Republican Paul Gosar of Flagstaff offered, quote, blanket pardons to people planning rallies at the Capitol that day. The House Freedom Caucus, headed by Republican Andy Biggs of Gilbert, would give a boost to those pardons. Both Gosar and Biggs denied the allegations. Rachel, back in January, CNN reported that Gosar and Biggs were seeking pardons from President Trump for their roles in the insurrection. So how do you read this Rolling Stone report? Is it more smoke from that fire?
It seems kind of along the same lines. And I think that in this case, the blanket pardon sort of related to previous, it wasn't exactly described in the story, but related to previous investigations that the two organizers that were quoted in the story were a part of. And I definitely, I think we hopefully will learn more through the the January 6th Commission's work and the people that they're interviewing, the records that they're seeking, because I think there's been sort of this trickle of news related to this, and some of our lawmakers' involvement, and the public is really, entitled to understand what role did they play in this insurrection.
And Tyler, Ali Alexander is the man. He's a convicted felon. He was the rally organizer, Stop the Steal rally organizer. He told the world he worked with Biggs. He worked with Gosar, who he called the spirit animal of the Stop the Steal movement. He was supposed to be deposed this past Friday by the January 6th committee. How worried should Gosar and Biggs be about what Ali Alexander might say, or what this committee might learn?
Well, everybody knows that Gosar is crazy already, so he's kind of immune to any additional revelations. The one that has to worry is Andy Biggs. He has had an era of dignity and seriousness. He was our Senate president, but he jumped in with both feet with no evidence. He and Gosar put out a misinformation video shortly after the elections, and he has been trafficking heavily in Stop the Steal events. And Biggs is responsible. I don't think he, intended violence to happen, but there's a reason there's a mob at the Capitol. It's because they were told by their leadership that something was stolen from them. And so he's responsible. And Ali Alexander and others are bringing to light just how involved he was. And he should be worried.
I should add that we don't know whether Ali Alexander actually showed up for the deposition. The January 6th committee is really being quiet about what it does. They have not responded to me. However, he will be in a Tucker Carlson documentary in which he claims the whole thing was a false flag operation. I just, wow, we're just lost here. And hopefully the January 6th committee does this work quickly and gives us some real answers. Finally, I want to end on a lighter note after some pretty heavy stuff. The U.S. Senate doesn't get much done, but they do know how to dress up for Halloween. If you've watched Ted Lasso, you know that's Senator Mitt Lasso offering his baked biscuits to his boss, Senator Rebecca Sinema. Then there was Republican Senator Thom Tillis of North Carolina. He has an annual bipartisan, get it, P-A-W, partisan. He dressed up his 6-month-old puppy Theo as Kyrsten Sinema with a dangerous creature shirt, purple wig, and leggings she wore to the swearing in of Arizona Senator Mark Kelly last December. Oh my goodness. Guys, I mean, they can't get anything done, but they can have a nice school play and a great Halloween party. What are you dressing up as on Halloween tonight?
Oh, unfortunately, I also was in Ted Lasso gear because I love the show, but I mean, I don't have as important of a job as they do, so.
And what's the message they're sending? A lot of people are just waiting for the Senate to do something, and here they are, kind of, Tyler, just joking around. Is this politics today?
Well, I like it actually. It shows that they can get along, and maybe we can hope that it bleeds over into serious business that they could do together. Because I think this is funny.
Okay. Yeah, I kind of do too, but, well, new world. Tyler Montague, Rachel Leingang, thank you so much for joining us. Happy Halloween.